Hello, hello, hello everyone, and welcome back to a cast of the 2024 Tooth and Tail Champions Season 1 game. This is the group stages QQ versus ThatScar. Best of 5, here we go. Spawning in the top right is ThatScar, playing the KSR. And in the bottom left, or bottom right I guess, more the bottom I suppose, is QQ playing Hopper. Oh man, these look at these decks, boy oh boy. QQ with a really weird arty deck. Playing Badger Fox already with the Toad Flare. Scar with honestly, it's funny because he's playing kind of a weird like Flex Wire deck with the Badger Owl. Great tier 3 combo, by the way. But yeah, super good. Actually, a really good counter to QQ's deck, just kind of by accident it seems. But yeah, it's. I mean, the Owl's gonna do great against the Artie and the Fox, and the Badger should help with the other Badger from QQ. So interesting. Also, look, a 5 farm double here from Scar. I love to see it. Scar is such a weird player. He just loves to throw the other opponent off their game, you know. So we'll see how QQ responds. Gonna go for a 6 farm double. It is Lizards from Scar. Does he have a window here? Is he gonna go for it even? I'm not sure. First Lizard pops out. Second Lizard doesn't look like he's. Oh, he's gonna go for it. Try to pick off a pig here. It isn't the corner pig. He should get this. Unless those squirrels come out just in time. Does he get it? He does get it for 2 lizards. Nice pickup for Scar here. Dropping a 3rd Warren here for QQ. Nice, that's a good pickup. Good early game start for Scar, getting the lizard rush to work. Now, what I meant to say is this new tournament, this first season of 2024, is being played on a new patch. So, first patch we've seen in a while. It's just a couple of minor balance changes. So the first big change that we're seeing in this game is these toads that QQ is bringing have been buffed. They get an extra HP, which may not seem like a lot, but squirrel shots do too. They now have 9 HP, so whereas toads used to get killed in 4 squirrel shots, now they get killed in 5. So, you know, it's a small change, but it can help change their viability within the meta, and so we are seeing some more picks with them now, which is great to see. The Wire did get changed. Wire got a slight HP buff, but other than that, every unit is the same. Scar is not at his base right now. His units are all the way over here looking for a flank harass. They're going to come in from the back. Scar going for the hit. The Toads detonate on the flanking army, and all of a sudden Scar has no units. He lost a Warren. He's going to lose his 2nd Warren just for some from some squirrel harass. And he's trying to stabilize anything he can, but it's not looking good. He's only got a couple units left to hold this push. He needs to kill these squirrels off. A couple squirrels left. He will hold this eventually, but at what cost? Loses another pig. Ugh. Brutal counter push from QQ. Saw a window of opportunity and took it. While ThatScar was out trying to do some lizard harassment across the map, QQ moved in and took out 2 or 3 Warrens plus a farm? Yeah, so Scar is a little behind in this game for sure, just early on. You know, he's getting up to the 3rd Warren now, whereas QQ already has 5 Warrens producing. And he's selling off another... Oh, he lost 2 farms. He lost 2 farms. He sells his farm to get more units, but that's just not a way you can play in the long run. You know, in the long run, you need all these farms, otherwise, if you're behind on farms, you're just going to fall further and further behind. He needs to rebuy both these farms, honestly. Gonna go for 1 right now. Whereas QQ is expanding, he's going to look for a 9th or 10th farm here to further his lead. Look, he's got the army lead. He's definitely got the eco lead. And look, he's going to grab 1 or 2 farms here. Yeah, so the lead in this game is going to get extended if Scar does not make a change here. QQ is looking to push in here. If Scar can hold this effectively, which he could with some good scroll control, you know, against Toads especially, it can definitely swing. He could definitely try to swing this game a little bit. He has to sell this farm again. That's so unfortunate. And look, pressuring the pigs already. Oh, these toads come in. He needs to get away from these toads. Oh, and they go off. They actually go off mostly on the mill. So, okay, decent hold there for Scar. You know, he's got the squirrels now to defend this push. So he does defend, but losing 2 more pigs in the process. And that's the real damage to these pushes. You know, QQ is losing these fights, right? You can see he's losing more, but at the end of the day, it's 13 farms to 4. And at this point, it's so easy for QQ to buy new units, and it's so difficult for Scar to rebuy any units he loses. Right, so with this kind of even army trade here, we see, you know, QQ and Scar losing about the same here. it's going to be QQ who bounces back infinitely better from this. 13 versus 4 farms, that's a factor of 3 1/4. Yeah, it's an absolutely massive difference in this game, where 1 or 2 farms can make the difference. But Scar has another mill up, he's grabbing 2 farms in the back. But yeah, this is so difficult. Um, those beginning farms just did follow out at the 5-minute mark. So QQ only got a factor of 2.0 now. But look at the army graph. QQ has almost double his army, and he's got a double the eco. So throwing down the wire, it's really not going to help in this situation. You need the wire out here if you really want to defend, because this mill is going to get picked off for free, and then you're down to 2 farms and no warrants, right? It's going to be too much to hold. He's moving in his squirrels, but this is looking like game number 1 to me. Excuse me. Drinking some water here. Toad's moving in. Yeah, everything's gone. And that should be it. Gonna clean up this mill as well. And that's a tap. So QQ moving up to 1-0 now. Let's see if Scar can bring it back. So this is the group stages. So the way it works is there's 6 players in a group. Everyone will play everyone within their group. You get scores depending on your games won. So let's say QQ wins 3-0, then he'll get +3. If he loses 3-0, he'll get -3. And then you play 5 other people, and then you add all the scores up. The top 2 players in every group move on. There's 4 groups of 6 players, so of 24 total players, only 8 will move on. So we're cutting off 2/3 of the players within this group stage. It's a pretty tough cut, but that's what you got to do. And then it'll move on to bracket stages past that, which is where those final, matches, semifinals, quarters. That's when that starts to show up. So QQ switching his tech up quite substantially. Excuse me, getting a drink of water there. QQ grabbing ferrets, boar fox. So bringing up a classic box deck. Box short for boar fox, of course. The boar did receive quite a substantial nerf from last season. We did see pretty much just total and complete domination from the boar last season. It was just like, it was, I mean, listen, guys, I'm a boar player. I love boar. It's so sick. But when everyone's playing boar, yeah, I don't know. It got a little repetitive, and it was just too strong. So the boar does the same damage, everything the same as last season. However, the boar bomb, so when it dies, it blows up. That does significantly less damage. I think it says 12 damage now, where it used to do like 18 or 20 or something like that. So pretty big nerf to that boar bomb. The thing is, it's nice because it still kind of does what it's intended to do. It kills that tier 1, but it just does less damage to the tier 2 that survived now, right? So that was kind of the methodology of that change there, and I think it's shaping out to make boar a less just take every single game card. We're seeing a lot more tier 3 variety, but QQ opening with ferrets here has a pretty, fantastic map to pressure ferrets here. Got some mines as well to try to do the ferret harass. This high ground is not quite in the range for ferrets, so he's gonna have to push from this open ground. But there's water here that really messes up how Scar's units are gonna interact here. Yeah, QQ moving out. He's got these ferret snakes coming from that Scar, but they're about 20 seconds out, so he has a pretty substantial window here to make a push happen. QQ buying a forward mill as well, wants to get even more aggressive, perhaps with balloons or something. And here come the ferret shots. 1 shot, 2 shots, 3 shots, a warden going down. That's great value there for QQ for pretty much nothing. Snake now out for Scar. This snake should do a pretty good job at denying any poke value from these ferrets anymore. All he has to do is kind of leave that snake out front, and it should deal with these ferrets pretty nicely. So that should shut that down for now. But QQ's got this forward base. He's got a lot of defenses in terms of mines here. Hard to push in. He's just applying constant pressure. Wow. Another pig goes down. Scar really needs to be more... Oh, here we go. Snake tag on the ferrets. And both these ferrets are going to go down now. Yeah, so QQ actually losing both ferrets there pretty much for nothing. He gets 1 pig, but he could have saved both those. So definitely a nice pickup for Scar. But it's QQ dropping the boar. Boy. Looking to get aggressive, but actually wants to play offensive right now while he gets his boar out. Oh yeah, Scar smells a rat. He knows there's something here. He does not want to push into this. He's fighting from the low ground, and these snakes just not doing what they need to do against, a pure tier 1 army. It's snakes are more of a tier 2 killer, right? They don't do well against just a ton of squirrels. And a balloon going down for QQ, gonna provide any vision he needs. Gonna really prevent. It's gonna allow him to do a ferret harass. Is the thing it's gonna do. Although he did sell off the ferrets, right? It's gonna really. It's gonna shut down Scar from pushing into him almost completely. Yeah, here it is. The balloon is up. He's got a 2-farm advantage. Scar has another mill back here. Actually, going to 4 farms now, so here he needs to see this. He does see the next mill, so he knows that he's at a disadvantage in terms of farms now. But this boar is almost halfway done. Dropping a fox as well. QQ looking to extend that lead. And QQ is building this boar into an army of 2 snakes and 18 squirrels. I mean, this boar is going to absolutely dominate this army, right? I mean, what do you think what even happens? The snakes, they kill the boar, but the boar bomb just obliterates every single tier 1 on the map. So QQ has a really good army to deal with this. And the whole point of Boar Fox is to create like an unwinnable situation for the defending player. The Fox just picks off your units one by one. Oh, wait, hold on. I'll stop yapping for a couple seconds. Scar dropping 15 moles in the terms of warrants, trying to get a push in, but the boar is here. I mean, what? Here comes the boar. It's just roasting all of these squirrels alive. Lots of tags on it. It's gonna die, but again, at what cost? Everything is gone. Oh, the boar bomb does nothing. Look at that. Wow. But yeah, that's it. Everything's gone for the Scar. He's got to go home. Selling the Fox's QQ, going for another boar. He should just do a little counter push here. Yeah, look, he's gonna pressure these Warrens now. Gonna get a free mole Warren as well. That's a really nice pickup. Yeah, every shot is food, by the way. So Scar trying to push in. Have been mole nerfs, by the way, so these moles are not quite as good as they used to be last season. And QQ should be able to hold this. He's at a disadvantage though. Oh wow, maybe this is gonna be a sweep from Scar. He's gonna go for the mill. No, he goes for the units. This is good. QQ needs this board to hit, but it's not gonna reach there in time. He's focusing the Morin down. It's not gonna make it in time. Wait, he doesn't stop. No, Scar, you need to fix something. Where did everything go? All of Scar's units are gone. He didn't get the ward, he didn't get the mill, he didn't pick anything. He just picked half of like 4 different things and wasn't able to get any of them at the end of the day. The boar is now out. The mill still survives. There's still warrens all over the map for QQ. He's still got his offensive place in his position, and he's building the fox again. And this is going to be brutal. Here comes the boar on top of just pure tier 1 from Scar. There's not even snakes this time to kill the boar, and this is going to be GG. Yeah. Scar tapping out, making this 2-0. QQ looking to clean sweep this in the 3rd game. Scar needs to make something happen. Spawning in the middle left is ThatScar playing Bellified. And at the very tippity top of the map is QQ playing our good girl Hopper. Some people have questions over like the genders of the rat commanders in this game. I'm not quite sure why. Hopper is a girl. I think most people know that. But also KSR, the green commander, is also a girl, which people don't really seem to know, but there's a little fun fact for you guys out there, in case you didn't know that. 5-farm single from QQ. Not quite sure why. It's really not going to get anything done this map. 6-farm single to defend from Scar. Honestly, could have gone 7-farm single. It's such a large map. Unless it was, like... And he has actually pretty good big RNG as well, so probably would have been okay. But gonna be safe with the 6-farm. Pretty good map from both players. Definitely could go tier... we could definitely see tier 3 this game. Scar bringing a Badger Wolf Artie deck. Wow, super odd comp. Again, like I was saying, this is what Scar does. He just plays weird comps. And he really, he does a good job of throwing his opponents off their game. The problem is, QQ also plays weird comps. It just happens that in this game, he's just played like a meta Badger deck, right? So, QQ knows weird, he's an Artie god, as they say. But, so I think he might be ready for this. We'll see, though. It is hard to be ready for Badger Wolf Owl, but not a bad deck at all. Has the toads as well. I like to see that. Fun fact, if you're defending with toads across water like this, toads, I mean, they're amphibious, right? They can swim in water, so they move the same speed. They're like the one unit that doesn't get slowed by water, except for flying units, of course. And you know why that was? It wasn't always that way. It was just some guy in the Discord was like, guys, hold on. Toads can swim. We should make it so they're the same speed. Scar moving in for a push actually gets a pig somehow, but losing all 6 squirrels for it, yeah, definitely not a positive trade there for Scar. You know, he gets the tempo. He gets actually 9 wheat farm, so definitely a new farm, but super not value, especially because there's skunks coming in for QQ. So looking to put on the counter pressure, and he's dropping the Falcon Warren. But it's going to be really slow against this push. And the moles are dropped from QQ. Pre-gas down, needs to sell this farm. And maybe even just abandon this mill. It's such a rough position for him to defend here. Against, you know, this road skunk and stuff like that. It's just going to be tough. QQ should just be able to take this mill for free. I don't think Scar's going to even try to defend it. It would be too much work and there's nothing invested on it. Going for a push here. Almost got the skunk. Gonna get healed up by pigeons though, and yeah, this mill should just be going down. Really nothing that Scar can do about it. Falcon hitting the board, floating a little bit of food as well. QQ dropping these moles and looking to finish this game out. A Falcon is here for Scar. Another one on the way in about 10 seconds. So much pre-gas on this pig. Oh my goodness. Needs to move it from the side. He's going for it. The pre-gas is here. He needs to be so careful about how he pushes in. And QQ gonna be the one to pull the trigger. Not this gas only now really getting onto these tier 1. So these Falcons gonna survive a long time. There's really no tier 1 to kill them anymore. So Scar will defend this push, but will send things running home, but the damage wasn't bad for QQ. Got a farm, which is nice. I would say this game is pretty even. Pretty interesting slugfest here. Scar should not push in though. This is unless he can get this farm. Oh my god, Scar has no right getting that farm. Go home, Scar. That was great. That was a great pickup. Cannot defend this though. Should just really go home at this point. Yeah. Wow, Scar just sniping this farm. Wow, that's brutal for QQ. And yeah, down to 7 farms again is QQ. Grabbing a second mill here. And Scar with the campfire, so going back up to 8 farms as well. QQ instantly throws down like 10 farms. Super greedy. And Scar has 4 Falcons, so I don't know. Scar kind of jumping ahead here in terms of the tech game and the army count just in general. Has this even similar eco as well. Should try to move in, I think. Or try to expand here. This wouldn't even be bad either. But like maybe with a little bit of mixed aggression, you know. Grab a mill and then move in. So you can put some stuff behind it. Drop some toads, but not going to wait for them, I think. Oh, pre-gas here. Can he get these? Can he get that? Oh, he almost gets it. Wow, gets a pig. And just going to move home. He gets, yeah. And then that one fallows as well, so. Gets a pig. He's trying to deal with these skunks. Oh, this pre-gas is pretty brutal. I don't know. A lot of damage going on to this mill as well. Not really going where he wants to place it. Falcons need to survive. They're running home. There's road here, though. The road is going to kill these Falcons. This might not even get home. Wow, that's brutal. Scar not able to do anything that he really wanted to there. He had a huge advantage, but, you know, he's pushing to this mill. This mill took 80 damage or so. That's a full Falcon burst. And this is huge eco lead from QQ. I mean, honestly, I think Scar maybe should have pushed in from this angle, try to push the second mill, instead of contesting that first one. And QQ now going to be the one who wants to move out. He has actually, I think he's got the army lead now. He's got the tech for sure. Yeah, he does. And honestly, Scar needs to give up this campfire. He can't hold it. He just really can't hold it against skunks and with one Falcon like this. His second Falcon is now here. But yeah, these skunks are absolutely brutal. Look at that. Already everything has half health. Before the fight's even started, Squirrel's going down. QQ dropping moles. He has really everything he needs here to win this game. Scar down to a single farm. Gonna follow out in like 10 seconds or something. Might be able to pick these off actually. This is kind of weird stuff for QQ, but the road's gonna save him. Losing one, needs to turn and face these tier 1 here, but these Falcons just not enough. They're 2 glass cannon, he cannot do the sustained DPS against Mass tier 1. And that's the 3-0 from QQ. GG's. Scar gonna go down instantly to a -3 score in the series. QQ jumping up to the top of his group. That was ThatScar versus QQ. Great series there. ThatScar almost won this game, actually. He had a really nice position at this point. I think maybe moving into Eco instead would have been the right choice, but hard to tell. He had a bit of an army value as well. He kind of wanted to move in here. Just maybe a different angle. Hard to say. Great series. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I'll see you around.